Hello, I'm Mark Baer. We are at the Museum of Monterey. This is a work-in-progress exhibition. It's 2 dances for 7 screens. The dances are based upon The Rite of Spring, which you see behind me, and Afternoon of a Faun. These were 2 dances first performed in Paris 100 years ago by the Ballet Russe. They both caused a riot, and they marked the birth of modernism. So this was a good starting point for me. Every new step for an artist needs to be a leap forward. And the leap forward for me with this show is to go to multiple screen storytelling. My background is as a filmmaker, a screenwriter, a novelist, and a video art maker. I remember vividly the vision I had of wanting to make movies. I suddenly said, this is what this is what I want to do, and I set out to do that. A couple of years ago at the Tom Bradley International Airport in Los Angeles, in the departure lounge, I had the follow-up epiphany when I saw these huge video monitors in the whole upstairs of the airport, multiple screens, and this amazing imagery in a public space. And I said, this is the next step. And for me and for my purposes, how do I use this medium as a storytelling vehicle? The joy of this is that once you have a first draft of your work, once you have your narration and your soundtrack, with each additional screen, you can investigate your work further. This becomes a work that can scale up. I can have bigger screens, I can have more screens, and as an artist, I can do a different, deeper, fuller investigation into the work. These are not movies, although the totality of the 2 pieces will be 70 minutes, which is roughly a feature-length film. But what you're watching is not meant to be taken in like that. It's much more like poetry in the terms that to be in a gallery setting or a museum setting or a public walkway space like an airport, your average person is going to engage with the work for a very short time. So what I've looked at is density in the text, density in the imagery, so that somebody can have a experience in a short frame. The design of the writing and the design of the storytelling is circular, so that it goes around. One text refers to another text. The images repeat themselves. For the repeat viewer, hopefully they will have a chance to look at one screen or another screen. It should be a very rich experience. So you're working with kind of a casual audience and a more invested audience, and you have to do that at the same time, which is different than ordinary storytelling. I do use the tools of classic storytelling, beginning, middle, and end, but in a very different, non-linear manner. So beyond the video art component of this piece, I felt that it was important that an audience views this work in an environment so that the audience is forced to come into my world. So again, here we have all the floor paintings, my totems. I wanted to really transition from being a video artist into somebody who actually makes things that can be experienced beyond the internet, so that people can have a piece of this on their wall, so that everybody that ends up with a piece of this work is part of this project. I asked the question, what do we do with all the information? That's one of the main themes of what I'm doing and why I make art. We are bombarded with imagery, we are bombarded with media, we are bombarded with an Orwellian atmosphere of competing agendas, and it's very hard for anyone to have a clear idea of where they are. What I'm imagining is having 3 sticks of chalk, a caved wall, and having to write my way out. And what I'm trying to tell any artist who needs to make that leap but is reticent because of fear of not enough ability, not enough training, not enough of this or that, if your impulse is to create, then you just have to use whatever material is available to you and to make the leap. I hope that comes across in my work. Thank you.